Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News.
Let's go. Let's start this show. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are here as always. It is a Monday, December 5th, and let's get into some things. Yo, crew, I hope you all are having sort of a good morning. You just waking up, if you just rolling over, if you are already en route to work. I'm glad you are here. I'm glad you're letting me allow you to see what's been going on in the world, what I found interesting, what we can chatter about before you start your day on a good note. Hopefully, all is well here. I've had a great weekend. I hope you did too. But shout out to those dopest subscribers. Shout out to the crew. I missed y'all. I appreciate y'all always coming back. It's always a good time. We always have a good time. We learn, we talk, we do all that good stuff over here. I appreciate it. And I love the fact that we're constantly growing. So shout out to the members, shout out to my moddies. Hey boo. Shout out to all of y'all. Um, Shout out also again to the dopest subscribers. You know, we've been holding it down for about a year doing the same thing. I've tried to count how many episodes we are on, but I know we're well into 200 episodes of a morning show. So this week kicks off our sweepstakes week. I will explain more about that when we begin, but I'm looking forward to it as always to do something and give back to you all. It always makes so much sense to me. Remember, all likes matter. What you doing right now? I'm sipping coffee, but I want to know, have you hit that like button yet? Come on, give me some love. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. What you waiting on? Subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when the next video drops. And drop a cash app if you like, enjoy the show, or anytime you feel free to, anytime your spirit moves you to. Don't just wait for a show or just anytime you feel like it. Just send me a cash app, $ Roman L. Jackson. I appreciate everything. Now, without further ado, can we please just get into the show? I got so much shit to talk about. So much shit to talk about. We got about 12 topics to get into this morning, and I'm so excited to do so. Before I begin, let me tell y'all something. Okay, a little personal thing, right? So this weekend, I'm all out and shit, and I have like several jars of Vaseline. Maybe I have one for my bathroom, my bedroom, one for my car, one for this drawer right here. I just have jars. No matter what, I fucked around and got a cracked lip So I woke up this morning and my lip was bleeding. And if you know about cracked lips, you know how difficult it is to get the bitches under control. So I'm glad the lighting is doing what it needs to do. I'm gonna try my hardest not to smile so hard because y'all might can see, baby. Like 10 minutes before I came live, my lip was just over here bleeding like somebody blacked my whole mouth, and it's just because it's that weather, it's that crack, cold weather outside. I normally keep my lips moisturized. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I hate just out the blue, my lips just cracking like this. Like I don't have Zoom calls today, so bear with me if you notice I'm going off camera to wipe these lips. I'm gonna get it under control, but hey, I'm human. Shit happens. What up, crew? What is popping? What is going on? I hope I'm really coming through your speakers, your devices loud and excited. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a wonderful day. We got a lot to get into today. I'm not gonna hold you. Good morning, Gwen. Thank you for being here. And the number one person to stop through. We live, baby. We live. Listen, and get up off of them. I'm gonna need you to get up off of them. That's all I'm gonna need. So roll for that. Get up off of them dicks. Rest in peace to Cookie, aka Samantha James. She is always a pleasure to watch. So funny over the years to get to have known her. You know, a lot of us learned about her through her beef with T.S. Madison. I certainly remember that becoming the peak of me understanding who Cookie Tookie was, Samantha James was, and I fell in love with her. I always like the underdog. Not that I don't like T.S. Madison, love T.S. Madison down, but I always like to watch the underdog try their hardest to survive against all odds. And that was a person that I got to watch, Samantha James. So I was watching some of the comments. Folks didn't know who she was, what was going on, why was it so important. So we'll dive into that today as well. So rest in peace to Cookie Tookie. Good morning, Tanya McNeil. Thank you for coming through. Let's get real. Good morning, Boo Boo. Good morning. You'll be in the bushes. Thank you for coming through. Good morning, Naries. Monday, Wednesday. Okay, do you know I'll be in the background? King. Okay. I'm glad DKL taking his time because he does his damn thing. Good morning, Ox City 805 Queen. Good morning, Boo. What's up, Pastor Stephen McNeil? Good morning to you. Thank you for coming through. Good morning, Encrypted. I saw your comment on one of the videos. I think we're gonna talk about it. Either it was Deion Sanders or something else, but we're gonna get into it. Good morning, M. Renee. Hey y'all, look at the crew coming in. Good morning, Kurt Vixen. Good morning, Tracy. Is that very Carrie? Good morning, Boo. Thank you. Thank you. Sound coming through. Good morning, Diesel. Good morning. Listen, shout out to T Trisha One. Listen, you got me rehearsing my song. I found a song for you to do on Smil. It's oh baby, I think I'm a whole singer, but I found a song and I'm so excited to do this for you for your birthday. You've been a huge supporter of mine for a while, and I'm more than happy to do a video, get corny, all that good stuff, and that's gonna happen. So that'll come on your birthday, 12/22. I've been working on my Smil, so shout out to you for that. All right, let's get into the show this morning. I'm glad y'all here. I'm glad y'all hit that like button. Um, First thing I want to do is do a shout out. I don't know if you all know, but Cookie Tookie, rest in peace, Cookie Tookie, rest in peace. Now, Cookie Tookie passed away. It had to be this weekend or last week. We found out because her sister was actually sharing videos of Cookie Tookie from the hospital, and we actually heard Cookie Tookie in her final days. I shared it on my community wall, and she was talking about it, how she had congestive heart failure, also dealing with what she was calling, people saying was her sacrifice of transforming her body. And you know, a lot of times those medical procedures, if not done the right way, will lead you down a lifetime of issues. And she not really taking care of herself. She was on drugs. I think her drug of choice was crack. But out of all of that, she was a beautiful, beautiful. I don't know if she called herself a trans woman, drag queen, or whatever. She was beautiful to me. I think her spirit was beautiful. I think she genuinely wanted to do the right thing. But when you are hooked on drugs, it's a difficult task. And I know that for anybody, especially dealing with it in my own family. So what I wanted to do was share just one little clip that I like of Tookie Cookies. There was one time when I saw this video, and I don't know if it was on a Sunday, but I started running around talking about some No barebacking on a Sunday. So let's get into her. If you have not seen her or saw any of her videos, check this little quick clip out.
Bareback Sundays. We can't do it, sis. No bareback Sundays. Barebacking on a Sunday? Who does that? You just came from church. Why would you want to bareback on a Sunday? Get it together. Please. Know your rights. Get it together. Please do not bareback on a Sunday. One day out of the week. You should not bareback. Please stop playing in God's face. Stop it.
Stop playing in his face, okay? Even on a Sunday, it's not allowed. So rest in peace to Cookie Tookie. I think we all have a funny moment that we can walk away from her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get up off them dicks. But it's also a lesson for many of us. A lesson for many of us to take care of yourself, and why it's so important to take care of yourself. Even if you are going through substance abuse issues, yes, you should still be taking care of yourself. If you're a sex worker, you should be taking care of yourself. Always try to find ways in which you can maintain and manage your health throughout anything. That should always be a priority. And I know it's difficult saying it to someone who's addicted to drugs, but if not, you see what that can do with other complications. So rest in peace to our dear, sweet Samantha James. Now, let's get into something else that was shocking this weekend. So we already know, hey, Miss Toby, hey, boo-boo. Cookie Tookie was the first to say, stop playing in my face. You're going to stop playing in my face. Okay, I remember when this church asked for her ID and she was pissed. Okay, good times. And we never want to see somebody like that down. I never wanted to see her at least like that. I assumed she would do better because for a time, she was actually doing better. She had her show that she got slapped on, or the show that she went to somebody else and got slapped on. Even that was funny. So shout out to her. Now this next, damn, God damn. Woo. I know I should have put on some damn pajama pants. Jesus Christ. Whoa. All right. Keke Palmer. So Keke Palmer announced she's pregnant while she was hosting Saturday Night Live. Now it's so funny because she had been throwing little sublies and her fans had noticed. So back in November, she had attended this event. The event was called Carolina Herrera. It was sort of like a benefit event, and she wore this big old ensemble. And in the comments of the actual picture, people were like, "You pregnant, girl? We know the tea. You pregnant? You pregnant?" And so she had been holding it for a while. Now the guy, he's a cutie. His name is Darius Jackson. He's been her boyfriend for about a year now, since the summer of 2021, and they made it official on Instagram this past August. Okay, so if we counting, okay, booed up last summer of 2021, made it official this August. Baby had a baby bump in November. Y'all was moving. This was longer than that, girl. You ain't fooling me. Anyways, Darius Jackson is a fitness expert. Fine too. Okay, cute. Go check his own page out, girl. Get it. Okay, she looks so good to me. Pregnant. I don't know why I'll be looking at women sometimes when they're pregnant and I'm like, they look so good. She looks so like in her woman-esque, like feminine energy. I just see it all from her. Swollen feet, whatever is gonna happen to her. And it's so beautiful. And I'm so happy for her. After many of times she's fucked with us. Cause even I was like, "Now, girl, are you pregnant or not? Okay, what you trying to do?" But she revealed it Saturday Night Live, and it's authentic. It is true. Go on, girl. I'm happy for her. And people like her and Rihanna, I'm always excited that they can walk into their birth without all that other shit. Are you getting married? Who is it? Fuck that, bitch. I'm pregnant. I'm happy right now. Whoever it is, whoever it ain't. And I love that for them because it speaks volumes to, even if there was a woman to be a single mother, girl, you can wear that shit. It just so happened these women have men that, they keeping their shit under wraps, whatever it is. How far we know they could be married, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. We don't know, but I think it's something to say, them being so just proud about their relationship enough to have a baby and move forward and keep it under wraps. And so shout out to her and shout out to Rihanna. Another announcement. Now, these are just announcements. We didn't even get into the show yet. I told y'all This week, we didn't even get into the show yet. And I haven't even started using the keyword. Remember, okay, this week, the Cash App prize on Friday during our holiday month of sweepstakes is $25. That's just the first week. Okay, it'll double up next week and be $50. It'll double up the third week and become $100. It will double up for the fourth week and become $200. May not be a lot to some folks, but it's a lot coming out of my pocket. But so today's word, I haven't used it yet, and I'll let you know when I'm going to begin using that word. But those who know me and those who are my true subscribers to the channel, they already know this word. I have not used it often on this channel, but I've certainly put that out there in the aura. So shout out to the crew. I hope y'all, it's fun and it's a good way for us to get to know. I'm gonna use this word today, Wednesday, and Friday, and you need to be able to come and drop that word. The first person to drop it, drop your cash out with the word, and I'm bing, we ain't even playing none of that. All right, so that was that announcement. Now the final announcement is, y'all, Atlanta, if I have anyone here from Georgia, I need Joe ass to be voting tomorrow. I'm not even having a show tomorrow. I need you to be out there voting. This is a serious matter, and I'm gonna tell you why it's a fucking serious matter. I need you to telling your friends, your neighbors, all of that. Y'all thought I was gonna hold up because no, this is the runoff election. Because see, the GOPs think they have something up their sleeve. And we've been warned. We've been warned already. A lot of people have vocally come out recently saying that there are some issues going to happen with this voting that's coming up. That's why I need everybody to go to the polls. So we see Warnock. He's heading into the Georgia runoff with a ton of steam, baby. When I tell you this man has a ton of steam, hella people wanting excited for him. But here's the issue. The GOP, either they're slow, maybe they are not reading the room, but they are coming out here telling people, oh, you're going to be in for a surprise on Tuesday night. Oh, we got something up our sleeves. And everyone is like, wait, what? Even me, I'm looking at articles like, so what could they possibly think they're going to do? Are they busing people to the polls? What the fuck do y'all think y'all going to do? Because all signs, all Pew polls, everything has come out saying that Warnock is going to win this race. But they think there's something up their sleeve. So I'm here to keep you all in the loop, especially my Georgia subscribers. Baby, don't fall for none of that okie doke. They ain't got shit up their sleeve. It's all a propaganda tactic to make you feel like it's not worthy of going because they already have it rigged. There go that lip. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, so the first thing I want to do is show you this ad that they are playing right now in Atlanta. And it is a beautiful fucking ad. I am not a racist individual. I go up for the candidates who are right, whether it's a black versus black, black versus white. But I want y'all to see this ad and see why it's so important for us to do that same thing, whether they're a person of our color or not, because they could be saying some of the dumbest shit ever. And because you all come from different states, you may not see these ads or you may not pay close attention to it. But King Roman got you, and I want you to see why it's important for us to rail against this fucking fool, Walker, Herschel Walker. Idiot. Check this out.
You ever watch a stupid movie late at night hoping it's gonna get better, don't get better, but you keep watching it anyway? Because the other night I was watching this movie. Called Freak Night, or some type of night, but it was about vampires. I don't know if you know vampires are cool people.
What the hell is he talking about?
Is he serious? Is he for real?
But I'm gonna tell you something that I found out. A werewolf can kill a vampire. Did you know that?
What is he talking
about? I never
about?
knew that, so I didn't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be a werewolf.
Oh my gosh.
He's talking about vampires and werewolves right now.
Y'all serious about this, right?
So I've been telling this little story about this bull out in the field.
What on
cows,
earth?
and 3 of them are pregnant.
There's no substance. There's nothing.
So you know you got something going on.
It makes me want to laugh, and then it makes me think we're in trouble.
But all he cared about is kept his nose against the fence, looking at 3 other cows that didn't belong to him. Now all he had to do is eat grass.
This video is ridiculous. That's 35 seconds of my life I'll never get back.
Why would I want someone like that leading the state of Georgia?
Our good air decided to float over to China, bad air.
Unbelievable.
So when China gets our good air, their bad air gotta move.
It's all the same air.
Not only does it make no sense, I don't even understand what he thinks he's saying.
So it moves over to our good air space. And now we gotta clean that back up.
I sit and watch these on Twitter and I'm like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Like, literally, what is he talking about?
He's completely unqualified for this really, really serious job.
No one's watching this and being like, oh man, that guy's got it together.
And sometimes, like, I read through the comments because I'm like, is anybody actually understanding, or are we just sitting here wasting time?
It is embarrassing. Let's call it what it is. It is embarrassing.
They just care about getting a yes man. Somebody that had just punched the button.
I think it's a risk to me and millions of Georgians to put this man in a position of power.
Let's call it what it is. This is embarrassing as hell.
At all. I mean, well, you know.
So I wanted y'all to see that because it's so important for us to understand what we're going up against. I didn't realize that damn near at every fucking event this man went to go and speak at, he had no substance of a story. Like, again, I'm not in Atlanta. I'm not in their political infrastructure. I only pay attention to things that populate to the top that I need to make you aware about. But I didn't realize that most of his campaign stops were these far-fetched ass stories that were fed to him by his GOP constituents as something for him to run with. And so they compiled this for us to see that what the fuck is this man and what has he been talking about this whole entire time? Now, the final thing I want to end on, and remember, this is still an announcement. This is not me giving any opinion on it, is that Obama campaigned for Warnock this past weekend. And Obama left us with a very good message. And I'm going to play this little small clip message of what he said. But I want you to listen to what he said, because everything this man has said regarding to not just this election, but to voting for the Black culture, I've said to you all so poignantly exactly the way he's saying it and why I think it's so important. And he drove that shit home. And I got it. I gotta share it with y'all. I got to listen to this.
And keep working. Keep working. You have to stay focused. Because if you do, if you put everything you've got into the next few days, if you vote, if you get your friends to vote and your neighbors to vote, if you do all that, not only will we re-elect Raphael Warnock, not only will we keep Georgia and America on a path to a better future, but we will be setting an example for a 4-year-old right here. And laying a foundation for him to build him and that 1-year-old over there. And I know I saw a 3-month-old here. They're watching right now to see if we're going to get tired. And I'm going to tell them right now, we're not going to be tired. We're going to bring it on home. Let's make this happen, Georgia. I love you. God bless you.
And that is the message. We're not tired. This fight don't stop here. We're always gonna fight. You and the government don't do nothing. We can't do nothing. Yeah. You sound like you're not gonna be on the fighting team or the front line. Please go to the back where they're giving out resources and handouts. I'll be up here on the front line with my other counterparts, leading this cause for the generations behind me. A whole gay man who ain't got no kids, okay? And I still feel convicted. By the way, I so have so much to say about what was going on this weekend in the beef sector, but I just decided sometimes you have to pick and choose when you need to insert your commentary and not. And for the sake of that, I just decided, no, I don't have nothing to say, but I was paying attention. So to pull it back to Warnock, Atlanta, I need y'all out there to vote. All right, now we're about to get into the actual show. And before I begin, please make sure y'all hit that like. We got 40 folks in the building, 42 people in the building, 24 minutes in. That is a record for us. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate it, baby. And we only at announcements. We about to get to the good stuff. All right. Now, the first story I want to cover today, okay? And now hit the timer is where I'll begin using the word, okay? So the first story I want to get into today is this story about the Emancipation, the movie that Will Smith is starring in that's supposed to be his big comeback. Now, there's this big controversy around it, and it all came from last night when one of the producers decided to step on the red carpet with the actual picture of Whipped Peter. Now, if you don't know anything about this movie or what it's about, Emancipation takes place during a time when Abraham Lincoln had just proclaimed slaves to be free. The Emancipation Proclamation. Did I say it the right way? Emancipation. Y'all gotta bear with me. Emancipation. I always get this one wrong. I'd rather have it right than be saying it wrong. That's just me. Yeah, Emancipation Proclamation 18. Okay, not a dummy. And Emancipation Proclamation in 1863. And so what happened was there was these two white photographers during the time. Peter, which is the slave that Will Smith plays. Peter was in this an effort to break away from his slave owners who were trying to kill him for his own freedom. He came across these two white photographers who wanted to take a picture of him. And so they took a picture of his back and requested him to lean over. And he asked them what this picture was going to be for. And these are all sound bites that I got about the movie. And he said that this was going to show the world the damaging effects of slavery. Now, fast forward to 2022. You have this white producer on the red carpet. Okay, no shade, but you are a white producer. And what does he decide to do? He decides to pull out the actual archive photo of whipped Peter and show everyone. Because in my mind, if you remember back to 1863, during that time and when they made this movie, the whole point of taking a picture of whipped Peter and showing it to people was to get them to be like, that's happening? Oh my God. We oh no, to stalk fear, which helps. It helped a lot. From Emmett Till, all of these things. So in 2022, now you got this producer who's sort of symbolically doing the same thing, showing we have to preserve this, we got to keep this out, we got to keep people so they'll know about this. Well, he's facing backlash. He woke up this morning to people like, hold up, Sway, what the fuck you doing? What is going on? Now, here's my thing. I don't think it was wrong showing the picture. I felt like it was the wrong person. It should have been Will Smith. It should have been someone else tied intimately to the movie. It shouldn't have been you. Anyways, he went on, he held it, because I looked at it as if, say your daughter passed away from a drunk driver, and I get on the red carpet and I hold the picture of your daughter from this accident. I just want to pay homage to his daughter. It's the wrong person. Maybe you should, because you're more closely tied to it. Like Will Smith for us would be more closely tied to Whip Peter and that image. It would connect. With you, it's like we didn't even know who the fuck you was in the first place. But anyways, y'all get into what he did. So here's the actual clip of him on the red carpet pulling it out. Again, I didn't find anything wrong with the actual showing. It shouldn't have been him. And now he's facing this backlash and he want to apologize and it was the wrong thing. And
own the photo. And why it was important for you to, once you did,
I have the photo. This is the original photograph from 1863. And I wanted it to be here tonight. I wanted a piece of Peter to be here tonight. It's sadly to say so many artifacts and photographs have not been preserved or curated or respected. And I took it upon myself to curate and build a collection for future generations. I've been collecting for, a very long time. My collection will be donated at the end of my life for educational purposes, and it's something I just want to give back. But for me, my love of history, my love of truth, my love of larger than life individuals that had an impact on not just some people's lives, but the world, it's worth fighting for. It's worth preserving. It's worth seeking out and protecting. And that's what I sought to do. And the story that came out of that, it transcends entertainment. It transcends cinema. It is a lesson. It is a conversation that is needed. It needs to start and continue and keep growing and evolving. And we just need to come.
Baby, I'm laughing at Miss Toby. Good morning, Miss Toby. T. Trisha 1. Hey, T. Trisha 1, you got a red ball back. I had a message for you earlier in the live. Hey, Red Wings Hockey J Boss. Hey, y'all. What up, Crochet Beezy? What up, crew? Hot Spicy Tea. Hey, babes. Good morning, y'all. Kings Mina. Good morning. Good morning. Ox City 805 Queen says, am I numb to the bullshit or what? Because I'm not bothered by this. See, that's the thing. I don't think any of us would have been bothered by it, but the fact that he pulled it out, people are asking him to apologize and possibly gift it to a museum. Why do you own this picture? Why is it so significant for you? And my thing is, we would have never known this had you not pulled it out or gave it to Will Smith to show, and it wouldn't even have been a story. But you see these moments like this starts to show that there is still some tension and racism in the world, no matter who you are. A lot of our articles argue that this should be preserved in a museum, not no individual, especially a white person, having sole ownership, regardless of if you wrote the film or not. And I agree. So I'm gonna pay attention to that. Do I think he needs to donate it? Yeah. I think it needs to be a little donation done. You got the movie, you've made some money on the movie, wonderful, but it's still an impact there, and I think that we need to pay attention to that as well. Good morning to you all, and I hope y'all hit the like button. Maybe Will wouldn't have been the best candidate either because he's going around pimp slapping folk. He is trying to rehabilitate himself, and I'm sort of watching him, and I think it's the graceful way to do. He's gonna fall on the fact that I'm a man, I go through things, that was the worst time in my life, and hurt people. He's playing that whole thing, and it's like, well, baby, I hear you. Hurt people. All right. Now, I posted this on my community wall because I thought it was just so fucking interesting. So Deion Sanders, you all, if you all don't know what's been going on, Deion Sanders decides to take a contract from the University of Colorado Boulder. Now, he was at Jackson State, and baby, he was doing such a great job for Jackson State. I mean, they got all kinds of accolades under his reign. But he decided to go with the biggest check. Now, I'm not mad at this. People are so upset about this, talking about, how can you go, as soon as you get a bag, you want to go jump ship. Fuck that. The thing about it is you have to start looking at your own value. See, had he came back to the table to Jackson State and said, University of Colorado wants to give me $5 million. You're only giving me $1.4 million a year. Are you going to give me more or no? You think about your family. I'm telling you right now, King Roman News would have been in Colorado with boots on, figuring that shit out. Now, let's talk about his accolades, okay? Because I don't want that to be missed. The man, for all crying out loud, left the school with a 27-5 overall record, 2 SWCAC football championships, 2 Coach of the Year awards, and the 2021 FCS Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year award. Now, the school is pissed off. The school wants him to finish, either you're going to coach this last fucking game. This is basically what they're saying to him. You're going to coach this last fucking game on December 17th, Atlanta, at the Celebration Bowl. If not, we need you to cough up first $300,000, because that's how much they put in his contract. If you want to buy him out of his contract, because he had a 5-year, he's still in it. First, you got to cough $300,000 up, and then because they pay these people, like I always assume, in advance for that year, he has to pay up the rest of the year that he's been paid up for. So they want almost $1 million back from this man, almost maybe like 700,000 back from this man before he can go to Colorado. And so I'm looking at the figures like, first of all, if they pay him $1.4 billion, they want him to give $300,000 back. He's going to Colorado for $5 million. He has it, and I'm sure the school will pay for it. The biggest thing is that they want him to pay half the remaining salary on his deal if he leaves for another job, which he decided he's going to do. So, which was funny was during the game this past weekend, it was one of the final games. The other team decided to troll him at the game. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this or pull this close up, but here's them trolling him at the game. Check this out.
2, 4, 6, 8. Let's get country like Jackson State. Hey, Jackson, sounds like you need to be getting ready for a new head coach. How come the coach don't want you no more? Ha ha! I told y'all he wasn't swag. Coach Prime is about to be big balling.
They said Coach about to be big balling. I see the comments. Miss Toby says, I don't have a problem. This baby's on coaching the NFL, and I absolutely agree. It's definitely a step towards more, professional milestones in his career. Deion Sanders, Red Wings Hockey says Deion Sanders is already paid. When is enough? Enough. Well, certainly 1.4 versus 5 million, you just gonna choose the bigger bag. You really are, unless you went to that school with your alma mater or you went to an HBCU. He wanted his son to go. His son went, and now that he got all these accolades, and it's like, I think the next best thing for him to do was to move on, because white coaches do it all the time. We can't always fall on the fact that we got to stay here because, no, let me go get a bigger bag. Maybe I'll come back in 10 years when I'm at like 10 million and I can just save. I ain't got to worry about how much y'all pay me. Then I can really be doing my thing. Sometimes we got to think about that too, because in my own self, that's how I feel. The fuck was that? I don't think it was the bag. It was the proper step in getting to the NFL. It's elevating for coaching. People expect him to be in SWAC. Yes, they did. They did. Hey, Retro Babe saves Miss Toby. He has stated that he has no interest in becoming a coach for the NFL. And they don't talk about how much money he put back in the program out of his pocket, which we know that was our fact, getting all of those recruits, those top recruits, which, y'all, here's the fucked up part about that. All of those top recruits that he wanted for Jackson State, they are right now in the process of looking for a transfer out. Sanders' highly touted recruit, wide receiver Kevin Coleman Jr., and several other JSU players have expressed interest in entering the NCAA transfer portal, which opens on Monday, December 5th today. You see that domino effect that now will happen because of this? I mean, it's huge, but it's the bag. The bag speaks. The sonic boom is not country. The sonic boom. Colorado ain't country. Well, we appreciate Coach Prime and wish him luck in his future endeavors. Okay, I will follow the bag because you never know what the future holds. I think he helped the recruitment of players considering playing for HBCUs. I agree. You never know what the future may hold. So shout out to Deion Sanders. For all his purposes, do your thing. I hope other Black coaches following your lane, go to a school, one of our schools, develop it, go to the next bag, develop it, keep chasing your bag and your own dreams. Be happy. Make sure you follow your own affirmation. Now, let's get into this other subject. Now, we talked about this last week, y'all. So we talked about this last week, and it was so funny because I said, ain't shit gonna happen. Ain't shit gonna happen. So now we find out TJ Holmes and Amy Robach reportedly won't face any discipline for their alleged affair. Now, here's the thing. Here's the craziest thing. Like, I already knew they weren't because clearly they broke it off in August. They figured it out and they decided to be booed up. Clearly by the pictures and all of this shit. The question is which of the spouses don't like the way this shit is playing out and hired the private investigator? Because these pictures didn't leak for a reason. But let's break down ABC's response to this real quickly. Because if this shit happens again, I want the same fucking response. So they go on to say, an ABC staffer familiar with the situation said that the network does not plan to punish the couple because it's potential ratings gold for them. The two have removed their Instagram accounts amid the rumors they're an item, but they still appeared on the show after pictures of them together surfaced online because ABC News president Kim Goodwin wanted them on the show. They believe that the two haven't done anything to warrant punishment because they're two consenting adults with no power imbalance. And I said, sounds like it was to me. When I first saw the story, I said, oh, they've been fucking around. That's why I was like, why the fuck is she trying to confront them? Talking about something she's going to, I forgot who was going to, what was her name? The other co-host wants to confront them. For what, bitch? Mind your business. This ain't got nothing to do with you. I wish she would have confronted me. I was playing that out of my head. Now imagine her ass coming at me. So y'all, you sleep, and bitch, I was looking at your sister. What's it to you? Why do you need to be confronting me about my own personal life? You better relax for you relapse. I'd have all kind of words for her. I'd have all kind of words. Don't ask me about my business if you're not my boss. You don't get those rights. So the sources have added that they both separated from their respective spouses in August, which we knew, just weeks apart. Robach and Holmes began their relationship shortly thereafter. Robach is still married to actor Andrew Shue, while Holmes is married to attorney Mary Lee Feibig. So right now, I guarantee you, early next year, maybe the crack of the end of this year, we're gonna see the whole divorce go down, where both spouse somebody's gonna file. Then we get that. Right now, I think they're gathering evidence so that they can get a bigger payout. But this ain't nothing, and I think that they're prepared for what's coming. Both TJ Holmes and Amy, I think they're prepared. Okay, we know it's coming. We might as well move in together. So to me, it was like, okay, whatever. Let me see what y'all think. What y'all thinking in the chat? I love the chat movement. Wow. Well, we don't know what kind of bills he got. I ain't mad. Okay, Kings Mina, get that money. Deion knows his worth, so other crabs need to get information. They are two consenting adults. What's the retro babe? You with me when it came to people asking me on my job that ain't my boss. What is her name, y'all? Oh, Robin Roberts. Thank you, Miss Toby. If Robin walked her ass in my dressing room and said, "So, Roman, what's going on with you and Amy Robach?" I fuck around and ask her about her medication. I will go low. Girl, are you phase 2? Are we all done? Because it's none of your fucking business, if you want to be honest with me. It's nobody's business. Unless you're doing an exclusive interview. Hey, can I interview about it? Okay, it might be different. Yeah, girl, we can sit down and talk about it. But you want to know? Girl, I will dig all into her whole. I have her. I fuck around, relapse with me. I don't play that. When you don't have the jurisdiction to ask me my own business, don't do it. No. I think Amy's husband probably hired an Amy. Yeah. Because everyone kept saying that it was her, it was his wife. And I just don't think it is. I feel like the embarrassment is on his side even more. Because I think that after you see pictures and shit like that, it's almost assumed for the man. But the man to be getting, I feel like it's on that side too. Hey, Voodoo. Hey, Boo. There are two consenting adults that are anchors. There isn't a power imbalance, which is typically the issue. Which is true, Risa. That's why I'm saying you're not my boss asking me, and I'm not dating anybody who can influence a decision in my career. What you asking me a question for? I see jealousy is afoot. Okay, you remember I read somewhere that TJ allegedly. Yes, in 2018. A whole 2018 with the producer. She was now we gotta give him no, he don't get no credit for it. She was black. I'll say that. She was black. Because for a minute there I thought, oh, you one of them. But she was black. But I was shocked about that too. And it made me ask so many questions. Like, so is it really like that? Is he like that? Like that? Is he a lover boy? Because he don't give me player boy. He gives me lover boy. Like he'll suck on your chin all day. Do some weird a lovey shit. Shout out to the chat 58 in here. Can y'all please hit the like button and subscribe if you're a new subscriber? And if this is your first time here, welcome, baby. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Sound like TJ has community peen. T Trisha, well, I'm trying to know, is it good community peen? Cause he don't give me ooh. Maybe it's me, but ooh. Now Roman. Y'all know I'll go there. Don't ask me. I want to do it so that way you know not to ever ask me. I ain't fucking around asking him. That nigga asked me if I was still taking my medication. I ain't fucking with him. You damn right. I want to go there so you know not to come here. Let me go there. And I'm going to show y'all an example of that in a quick minute. That's an open invitation for me to get off on you. Bring it. Okay, Zaire, do you not know I will go in and go low? Fuck going high. Good morning, can't stop. Robin and her partner have started a CBD company. Girl, I'll be all up in it. So you smoking weed? You hit a blunt today? Are you edibles? What you doing? Being there, get out my business. My bad, Brother King. I just feel Deion Sanders show how easy it is to buy black talent for a bet. No. I understand what you're saying. And see, I could get that if he started from nothing. That's why I think I don't feel the same with him. Because he came in as a professional football player to a school where it wasn't even there, and he transformed it. He did the work, actually, and it helped him. And so now I just see him trying to go to the next level, which is a bigger bag and a bigger opportunity. Now, for all intents and purposes, we don't know if he's going to go to University of Colorado and turn that bitch out. We don't know if it's going to give the same thing, and that'll be a laughing stock. But he did it. He made that chance, and it will always, that next level, going to that 5 million, will keep him high. Ain't no other school coming back to him for no 1.4. I tell you that. And that's what you want. Had it been a black school, I'm sure he'd have went there. I'm sure. He had another HBCU stepped up and said, hey, we'll give you 5 million. You come over and do it. bye Jackson State, but it just so happened to be them, and it's like now we putting weight on the PWI versus HBCU, and I'm like, why? I mean, where? Why? But I get what you mean, Red Wings Hockey, and I'm with you. I pay attention to that shit too all the time. Good morning, Mrs. G. Good morning. Thank you for coming through. This too much. TJ does give me extreme, and like his breath smell like booty, like sucking chins. Yeah, he does give me that. He do. TJ been embarrassing his wife for years. I hope she gets what she deserves. All those posts and articles about her strength and resilience were sick. Did you see that? Talking about some, I gave her so many outs and stuff for her to cut me off, but she used her black superwoman powers. I said, what kind of passive aggressive, I'm cheating on you kind of shit was that? He has an opportunity that many black coaches don't have. It ain't about the bag. Okay? Okay? And so when we talk about, when I just said going straight to the gutter, I'm going to take a little break and just show y'all this. I thought this shit was so funny. I came across it on my Twitter page. So some girl apparently slid into Future's DMs after some event, right? And so she goes on to say, you got all them freaked out demonic energies in your studio. Do better and stay blessed. Well, you see his response? Shut your broke ass up, ho. I said, Future, all she did was say you had demonic energies. And he went, shut your broke ass up, ho. She went, laugh my ass off. Damn, not that. I'm praying for you. You are one of my favorite artists. Don't be mean. I'm not your enemy. I said, damn. Shut your broke ass up, ho. Do you see how that just went there? And it was like, we have nothing else to talk about? Baby. I don't know what his affirmations may be, but that was surely an indication. Now, Future snap. Yeah, he did. Barry Curry going to get some work done. You have a good day, Barry Curry. Thank you for coming through, boo. Baby, that's the demon in him. They don't like being challenged. Okay, yeah, that would be it for me. Now, can we get into something else real quick? So, Boosie and Gabrielle Union, baby, they are at it. Now, yesterday, Gabrielle Union was on some show. Don't know what the show is. I just got the clip of the show. She was on this show, and they asked her a question, and she had a response. And she ended up doing a 2-for-1, wrapping Boosie up in her response. Get into this shit. I said, oh, you woke up on this side and chose violence today, honey?
That's why I love Gabrielle. So far, so good, you know. Sorry, Boosie. He's so preoccupied. Yeah, he is. Very much so. Almost like thou dost protest too much, little booze. I'm gonna look. You got a lot of dick on your mind.
I mean, it's
throw that out there.
It's like Zaya and Lil Nas X live in his head.
For free, rent free.
Like what?
It's like, sir. Something you want to just go ahead and tell us. This is a safe space.
No, for real.
We should be your sanctuary.
Perhaps that safe space was not provided for him, and
I don't think he had a safe space.
He did not have one. We could definitely tell.
Baby, Boosie did not like that. Boosie didn't like that. And it's so funny because I don't feel like nothing that was said was so threatening to your manhood. But, he didn't like that. So he replied on Twitter yesterday, LOL, the whole world know I love women and the whole world know your husband loved dick. I hope you don't think blacks look at y'all like a power couple. They don't. I have refused to talk about y'all in interviews. And here you go. Go bang in him with that dildo and wait on a script, you little white girl. Now, just off that alone, you can tell he was in his fees. This nigga was hurt. And I'm breaking this down for y'all for a reason. Because we see a lot of times, a lot of straight men, when they're checked by straight black women about that gay shit, they get in their feelings. And it's a reason for that. It's a reason when another straight, especially a straight black female, tell a straight black man, chill that shit out with all that gay shit. Oh, baby. It's almost like, I'm a nigga. I'm a man. What the fuck? And it's like, what's the problem, sweetheart? What's the problem, sweet lips? What's the problem? Let me play this one more.
That's why I love Gabrielle. So far, so good, you know. Sorry, Boosie. Who has, he's so preoccupied.
Yeah, he is. Very
It's
much
almost
so.
like thou doth protest too much, little booze.
I'm gonna look.
You got a lot of dick on your mind.
I mean,
Like that out there.
it's like Zaya and Lil Nas X living his head.
For free, rent free.
Like what?
It's like, sir, something you want to just go ahead and tell us. This is a safe space.
No, for real.
We should be your sanctuary.
Perhaps that safe space was not provided for him, and
I don't
that's
think
why
he had a safe
He
space.
did not have one. We could definitely tell.
No safe space for Boosie. What'd she say, Boosie? And so that wasn't it. Even after that, because motherfuckers dropped down in his comments after that, telling him, calling him all kind of your manhood bruised. You know what I'm saying? You got a bruised ego. So he finally continues to go on and says, "Woman, you better leave me alone. How dare you challenge a ghetto hero's manhood? You wrong." Shaking my head. I don't have the time for this. I'm trying to have peace in my life and stay alive. Where did we go from what she said to he feeling like challenging his manhood to him trying to have peace? And how did we get to that point? Why did you get so challenged, Boosie? I'm starting to think now. I mean, before I used to joke about it, but I'm starting to think there are some underlying issues that you have. Typically when you're traumatized by something and you hate, you go opposite of it. I don't like that. I dislike that for these reasons. But when you start peeling back the layers, like, do you like dick? And you're so, I don't like, whoa, what's going on? And that's what I feel like I'm seeing with him. Like, he's giving me a total neurotic reaction to people asking whether he likes dick or not. But you always got your business in gay shit. You care. Why? Keep your children, watch your own kids. What I do and what other people do have nothing to do with your children. Granted, I get you see some shit on TV and you have a problem with it. Go change the fucking cable provider. I get it. You don't like what you see online. Take the devices from your children. It ain't all. You think me individually as a gay person is out here saying, okay, y'all, what we gonna do next? I don't give a fuck. Half the time, I don't be wanting my little cousins to know anything about it. I don't want them to, don't say shit to me. Don't ask me nothing until you're ready. Because when you have a conversation with uncle, cousin, big cousin Roman, I'm going to have a very much so elevated conversation with you about it because I want to make sure you can handle the real world and what this real shit is. So for me, it's like we dealing with a grown baby. I'm glad she laid into your ass because, D-Wade is trying to play it very gracefully, but I'm glad she sort of laid into his ass. Good morning, Shantae. Good morning. Shout out to the crew. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button coming in the room. Why he always had that white stuff on his mouth when he talking? Nah, little boop boop. I heard about that, Miss Toby. They were mad, child. She was right for checking him, though. Always got something to say. They don't feel disrespected. They feel caught. That's what it is, Zaire. Oh, shit. Now I got to answer this question. Hot dogs will holler. What is a ghetto hero? Voodoo, can you tell me, please? Because I thought Blank Man. What was it? Blanket Man? Blank Man? Remember that movie, Damon Wayans? I thought that was the only ghetto superhero I ever known was Blank Man. With the t-shirt or the shirt as a cape or the sheet as a cape and the plunger as the sword. Bitch, what? Woman, you better leave me alone. Okay? Like he gonna do something. And it sound real abusive too, Boosie. Boosie probably dropped the soap when he was in prison and loved it. That prostate, where you think his name came from? I saw a TikTok where someone mentioned that black men react the same way as white women when critique or responses are given for the bush they say and do. This is a fact for many black men. It is true. It is true. And we're not just saying straight or gay. We're saying black men in general. Whether you're straight or gay, we do. Absolutely. Isn't his kids grown or almost grown? He down low. He has slipped up in his words. Trust, he loved dick too. He do. He might have wanted to grab it. That's how it always starts, a grab. Little Boosie crazy. I don't know what the hell he be talking about half the time. Me, neither. All right, y'all. We got, we're going to flip over into local news. I decided to do a little different. Hot topics first, local news second. So we're going to slip over. But before we do that, I wanted to talk about TakeOff. And this is going to be my last TakeOff conversation about this case, unless something crazily comes along. But I wanted to point something out to y'all because King Roman ain't gonna forget. Now we recently had word that Patrick Xavier Clark had been arrested for the murder of TakeOff before he planned to flee to Mexico. Now, what's crazy is that this guy had been monitored by the police since the shooting happened. They had already had his information, but they were trying to piece together the stories because what we automatically assume, nobody was talking. So far to the point that these people had to sift through all of that and use physical evidence and use shooting reconstruction and confirm a lot of our ballistic evidence, what weapons were involved. And through that, they were able to deduce that Patrick Clark was the legal shooter in the case. That's why he's being charged with the murder. Well, when I read that and realized that they had to reconstruct the shooting crime scene using ballistics, and if you don't know anything about that, baby, I love that stuff. It's all in the crime documentaries when they actually have the lasers. They pull it. They don't shoot, but they shoot. They have a gun that shoots a laser, and it has a hole, and it goes through all different angles. That meant that they also had to have the person who shot back, meaning that they had to see both shoots. And to deem that Patrick Xavier Clark was the one who committed the deadlier shoot, not the one who started it, not the one who finished it, but his shoot was the cause of death, is telling, because that there's still someone out there who had a gun at this location who responded in fire and fled with the other 30 individuals. I don't think that should be looked over. I don't think it should be looked over because looking at Patrick Xavier Clark's background, and here we go. Back in February of 2018, Patrick Xavier Clark was involved in a shooting at a nightclub. A victim in his 50s died when a customer opened fire inside the business, prompting security guards to fire back. Now, Clark emerged as a suspect in the case, but there was not enough evidence to indict him. 4 fucking years later, we have this situation, and now he's arrested. And that's why I'm saying, if there's anyone else who was involved in this, who may have done something illegally, or why were they there with the gun? I don't care if they were part of Mob Ties or Quavo's team. Everyone needs to be accountable here so that in the future, the lesson is sent. I don't want to see that passed over. I don't want to, just because Mob Ties and its affiliation with HPD. And this is why I said this is my last message on it, but I wanted to go down by saying what I said, because in the future, I don't want to hear that something else happened and the suspect in this was somebody who was tied up into takeoffs. And then all of a sudden we got a whole Xavier shit all over again. So that's the only thing I wanted to say on that. But I found it alarming that they had to do a whole crime reconstruction because nobody wanted to talk. Everybody fled the scene. The only things they had to go on was literally the video footage that we all saw, all of the questioning, which is why they had to get Joshua in, the 16-year-old boy, so that he could be questioned and he could also give some testimony. And now, he's arrested for violation of parole. So rest in peace, TakeOff. Rest in peace, TakeOff. And my condolences to his family, his mother, his father, his brother, his sisters, his brother, then to Quavo and his family, and Offset and their family. But I don't want it to be passed on that this man had a whole family around him. So yeah. And so that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to make sure I cover all of the hot topics. Okay. Thank y'all. And then raccoon eyes. Okay. Did you look at him? Child. And he was trying to flee to Mexico. Tried to get an expedited passport, and they caught him 2 days before. That's why I said they have been trailing him. They know, the police know what the fuck they're doing. They just got to make sure that they don't get on your tail too soon, that when they go to the court, it's going to be like, we can throw this away because they were trailing me before they even suspected me. Where did that come from, Sway? All right, crew. This is the part where we about to switch over into our local news. Okay? We're about to switch over to local news. Now, these are about to get a little bit grady, okay? We're going to talk about that FedEx driver and the 7-year-old girl. We're going to get into the edibles again in a school, but this one is, I'm trying my hardest not to laugh, but it was funny as hell We are about to get into Samuel Bateman and his 20 wives, half of them under 15. Bitch, what? And this is what I talk about when people want to put religion and your sexuality, me being gay and what the Bible say, or God, what you supposed to be out in the world and doing. Okay, cool. But you got people out here who do follow the fucking religion, who do shit like this. You got people who do all kind of shit. So that's why I said I couldn't even entertain or be a part of it, because it wouldn't be the conversation for me. I couldn't do that. But we're gonna get into that, and then we're gonna end on this virtual reality headset of the young 10-year-old killing his mother. And shout out to the crew for bringing this story to my attention. Baby, this shit is so fucking sad. That's why I wanted to end on this story, because there's a lesson here, and there's also an affirmation. So let's get into some things. And before I begin, can y'all please hit that like button? How many likes we got, y'all? How many likes we got? How many likes? Where we at with the likes? Let me check. Let me double check it up. We had 38 likes. Come on, 62 people in here. Why y'all doing me like this? Come on. What? We had the hour mark. Perfect timing. An hour on hot topics. An hour on local news. Can somebody hit the like for me, please? Can y'all go and throw me some likes? I know little Boosie Boo looking like he got punched in the eyes with a bag of dicks. All right, let's get into it. So this first story is crazy as what is it? Crazy as cat piss? Crazy as cat piss. So you have this FedEx driver, right? Confesses to killing a 7-year-old Texas girl day after her appearance. Now, let's talk about this. This happened last Wednesday, okay? So this first of all, if I'm going to tell the story and talk about it, I'm going to talk about it the way I know how to talk about it and tell y'all where the fuck-ups were. I'm not finna beat around this shit. I'm not finna sugarcoat it. I don't care, because there's lessons here, okay? First of all, it was in Texas, in one of these rural-ass places where houses are so far apart, you can scream and no one hears you, okay? So people pretty much feel comfortable. Nobody coming out here to fuck with us. Don't nobody do nothing out here. So I get it. Here's where I'm fucked up in the story. So the 7-year-old comes home as she normally does, gets home normally around 4:30 in the evening, and goes in the house, goes up to her room, and nobody really checks or bother her. You know, that's the routine. Nothing happens. She may come down and say, hey, mom, to the stepmom. Well, on this day, Wednesday, she arrived home at 4:30 at the same time a FedEx driver had pulled up to drop a package. Instead of him dropping that package, he picked up the girl, put the girl in the back of the truck, and drove the fuck off. An hour later, by forensic examinations, and I'm sorry, y'all, they found the girl dead. Now, 2 hours after the girl arrived, was allegedly supposed to arrive home at 4:30, that's when the stepmother became worried. So at 6:30, she calls the police. So, bitch, I gotta do. Did y'all hear what I said? Your child came home, normally comes home at 4:30 at school. You didn't give two motherfucking fucks so much until about 6:30. In some areas, that's a whole fucking daylight time change. Bitch, from 4:30 to 6:30, we looking from day to night. And you at 6:30, you want to come upstairs and then, oh, where you at? Yeah, I'm coming for your throat, stepmom. Because you ain't off this hole. I don't give a fuck. That's bullshit. If my child's supposed to be home at 4:30, knowing me, bitch, I'm 4:28. I'm with a whole cup of coffee looking out the window on my road. How was your day? I don't get it. I don't get it. But again, this is a rural area. They feel safe. This is what they do. Fuck me up. That fucked me up. Because all I could think about, damn, in those 2 hours. So we already know that around 5:30, the girl was killed. Because an hour later, she was killed. So then an hour later, you then decide, well, your child had been dead by then, girl. What the fuck were you thinking about? What is going on? So pressure applied there. Then they find so they call the police after getting a tip that someone else, a neighbor, said, oh yeah, the only other car we saw in the area was a FedEx truck. They track down the FedEx truck, track down the driver, find the truck, find the driver, and find the girl dead. The driver then confesses to it. for the life of me. This is a driver. Now, for all intents and purposes, he looked like a regular ass FedEx driver. Goofy in the face, looked like he'd trip over some packages. Not alarming at all. But still at the same time, if you were expecting a package at your residence and it came at 4:30, why the fuck wasn't you there either? Like, there's a lot of holes in this story that I just could not understand. So get into this clip. And again, I'm not saying I don't care about the mother's feelings because she was the stepmom or the father. I don't care about their feelings. I do. But if we're going to pull back this onion, I just want to know, ma'am, damn, what could you say you took from this story? The fuck? So check this out. That shit bothered the fuck out of me. I kept thinking, like, how are we doing this? Thank you for the cash app. Love in the air. All right, get into this, y'all. Thank you.
In a neighborhood near Fort Worth, Texas, fires signify utter heartbreak.
It's one of the toughest investigations that I've been involved in because it's a child.
A shaken sheriff Friday confirming 7-year-old Athena Strand has been found dead. Her body discovered less than 10 miles from her driveway, where investigators say 31-year-old FedEx driver Tanner Lynn Horner was making a delivery to her home when he kidnapped the girl. Athena's stepmother was reportedly inside.
I spent quite a bit of time with the family. They're devastated. They're angry.
The nightmare started Wednesday. Authorities say Athena got home from school around 4:30 later. Her stepmother, realizing she's gone, calls 911, prompting an Amber Alert and a massive...
I can't. Every time I hear it, 2 hours later is when you realize this 7-year-old wasn't in the house. I could not get past the story because none of this would happen. We wouldn't even be talking about it had it been 30 minutes. Had it been 20 minutes. Damn near 10 minutes. Hey, you upstairs? Yeah, I'm up here. That's all it took. You didn't even hear her say hi to you because you wasn't even looking for her, bitch. Y'all know what I'm thinking, right? Because y'all know where King Roman going, right? Are we on drugs? Is drugs involved here? Because I've been looking for a picture of the stepmom and the stepdad. Were we so strung out? Because I don't know what the fuck is going on. 2 hours later, y'all, I don't even know. 2 hours later, I walk in the house. It be 10 minutes. Where you at? Where you at? That's 2 minutes in the house. Shoes ain't off, nothing off. Where you at? Where you at? So I can imagine my 7-year-old child, baby. That shit blew my whole fucking lid top back. I said, nah, we ain't doing that. Chantel, I see you. They gonna ban edibles in a moment. Just wait on it, okay? Okay, of course. And shout out to everybody coming in here at 38 to 61. Thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate it. Thank you. Just show me some love. I gave a like watching through my TV and on my phone. Rochelle, I appreciate it, boo. Thank you. I'm making loaded brownies tonight. Okay, listen. Now at 7, I'm walking you in the house. Okay, I grew up in a rural area. My parents will be waiting at the end of that little dirt world. Oh, what are you talking about? Good morning, Ali. Shout out to Ali. Hey, boo. I like you individually, how you are. Yes, I do. Not trying to detract anything, but I do. Retro Brave say, and it's definitely dark by 6:30. What the hell she was doing? What the fuck? Are we not seeing the same thing? Okay, so 4:30 it's a little light, but by 6:30, you didn't see that change? It makes me think the bitch was she was sitting either drunk or on pain pills, cocaine, a pill, something. I don't get it. At 6:30, I'm driving around because I know all the places my child goes. I know all his friends' home, laying the after school programs he was in. I'm looking for my child on my own. Ain't waiting no 24 hours. I ain't waiting 2, 1. Bitch, everybody gonna be fucked up. Even the school. First of all, I'm stopping at the school. Isn't it policy that if you dropping my child off at the house, you wait till somebody come to the door to see her come in and all that good shit? Don't you wait for me to wave back at you? The fuck is y'all policy? I'm going up the chain, bitch. Everybody's finna be on notice. Because if y'all don't correct the procedures with me, it's somebody else's child. This is just what we're seeing now is just a plan for the next person. Oh, that's how you did it? Oh, get a job with FedEx? All right, I'm about to try it. Let me do better than him. That's all this shit is. But you better learn the lesson as you go. That's why I always believe in taking a lesson. She was probably on meth child. Come on, Voodoo. Come on, Voodoo. You already know my kids are growing. When they go out, I can't sleep until they call. You sound like my TT. She'd be texting me, are you okay? What you doing? I'm like, what? I'm in a whole nother state. What you gonna do? 7-year-olds can let themselves in the house. Okay, Retro Babe. Are we on the same page? What is going on here? What is going on? Probably passed out on alcohol. It's giving Methiana. 2 hours and your child ain't ask or need nothing. My 7-year-old grandson lives around the corner from his mama house and her job. He is a car rider. Fuck that. Wait, was the kid supposed to be on a school bus or did she walk home from school? School bus dropped the child off typically in the same location, which was at the house. I don't know if it was in front of the house. I'm going to finish playing the video or not, but she didn't make it into the house because at the same time, the FedEx driver was dropping a package off. And instead of him dropping the package off, he picked the girl up. And that's the fucked up part about it. All that activity in front of my house in my yard, bitch, I'm up and looking. I'm that old geezer man that's going to be up looking. Oh, that's my package? Oh, you can bring it over. Bring it over here. I'm all out there. Oh, you going in the house? There's some food on the table up there. I don't get it. I don't get it. So let's continue. I just had to stop because 2 hours, bitch, you doing multiple drugs. The fuck?
Search led by 200 volunteers. Then a tip. Someone remembered seeing a delivery driver. Investigators working with the Texas Rangers and the FBI ID Horner. They believe he killed Athena within an hour of taking her.
I will say that we have a confession.
A search by NBC News revealed no criminal record for Horner, who authorities note is a contract driver with FedEx. The company writing, "Words cannot express our shock and sorrow," adding that FedEx contracts with independent businesses, and those employees are subject to criminal history background checks.
Stranger abduction and homicide is every parent's worst nightmare.
Former FBI Special Agent Brianna Fox notes while stranger abductions are rare, from FedEx to food delivery, close encounters with strangers have become more common. With them, headlines about crimes against unsuspecting customers. Fox hopes parents seeing Athena's story talk to their kids.
Making sure they understand that they can, be polite, but they also have the right to yell and scream no if somebody tries taking them.
We've reached out to Athena's family. So far, no response. Horner is charged with aggravated kidnapping and capital murder. He's being held on $1.5 million bond. Jose.
Now, here's my thing. I just got to say, I got to put it out there. So we get this man, right? He's arrested. He needs to be arrested. And he needs to be beat. He needs street justice. So we get this coward. He's arrested, right? Who is going to advocate for that girl for the negligence of the stepmom, the school, and all of that shit? This don't go away. Child support services needs to be there the next fucking day asking questions. What were you doing when your daughter came home? Why didn't you see her when your daughter came home? 2 hours later, when your daughter came home. Man, what were you doing? Do you mind if I take a look in your refrigerator? There go them lips again. Do you mind if I take a look in your refrigerator? How about I check your medicine cabinet? You got any history of checking out methadone clinics? Because see, it needs to, because that's the just cause for those inactions, that negligence that caused this girl to lose her life. And I'll be damned because we get the guy who did it. Yeah, we get him. But who allowed this man the opportunity to do some shit like that? That's where I'm stuck at. Fuck that shit. I tell you, when people do the crime, I look all the way around. I'm not just stopping at the one person. I want the hitman, the wife who scheduled it. Bitch, did y'all call someone else to put the money in their account? I want that person. Who helped you? I want everybody. And at this point, I'm not stopping. I don't think they should stop until their questions are answered. That's only fucking fair. And to other parents, folks who got babies and stuff like that, it is important that you tell your child that they should scream and yell and holler. It is. Let me tell you why. I'm going to use myself and my own life as an example. I have a dog, right? And there's many times where I walk my dog in a park. I have a 4-quad park that you can go literally walk to. And I walk my dog in them. And sometimes families have their babies out there. And a lot of times, a lot of these folks have their kid, they be laying on the blanket, their child just running all over the park. Well, my dog will be, with me on my side and he'll be walking on a leash, but their child will come up and just be trying to touch him and play. And sometimes a dog can just bark back at you. And so there's times where I'm looking like, why is this little dog just random? Why is this baby just randomly out here? Now, what if I wasn't me and it was somebody else? Children should be aware. They should not just be randomly roaming off. And when they do, and they encounter someone, scream as loud as you can. Off impulse. Hey, little baby. Hey, yo! I ain't know shit. It may sound weird and it may sound strange, but I'm telling you, those little things save fucking lives. Yes, they do. I bet you'll look up if you hear your baby scream. What the fuck? What you doing? Get your ass over here. And I bet you'll pay attention. And I'm not saying people don't do this, but for this, the fact that the girl didn't even scream and nobody heard her within that proximity of her own home, it bothered me. So I just wanted to leave that with you all. And that's pretty much it. His name is Tanner Holmes. He's 31 years old, delivery driver for FedEx. Now FedEx is out here saying he was just a contract driver. He wasn't our main employee. Fuck out of here, bitch. Contract, non-track, whatever, bitch. He was one of your employees. Get better at vetting. Okay, get better at understanding the employees, especially what they call, which is like the signs of I forgot the word, but it's the signs of showing of an employee that's erratic. What was he doing days before? Show us his routes. That's what I want to get. Let me get in his business. What the fuck is going on? Did he clock in on time all these days? For all we know, he might have done this before. Any other missing kids coming missing on his routes? Like, we need to do the work now, FedEx. We don't need you sitting here saying he's not your employee, bitch. Because if somebody else take this same plan and do it at your job, again, your org, you got lawsuits on the line. I hope a family stick y'all ass so much y'all can only deliver paper mail, bitch, on the weekends. Moving right along. Oh, my God. So we got to get into this edible story. Shout out to the crew. They opened the door. I'm like Pearl from 227. I'm always looking, okay, baby, I'm out the window like, wait, hold up. What? Where? They opened the door and they let them out. Some cases have forgot they was on the bus. What the fuck was the reason? He decided to just kidnap and kill her. And we don't even know if there was any sexual abuse yet. Medical records. Okay? Sometimes it's a group of them. They pick up at one time on the corner. Question: was Athena mixed race? She definitely looks mixed race. She did. She was given mixed race, but I think she's a Caucasian girl, white girl. Given the yeah, I think so. My unborn will have pocket knives and stop Red Wings. FedEx ain't trying to get sued. You see, they ain't. I'm sick of FedEx. That's me at stores, children running away from their parents in and out of stores. Like, where are you? Girl, I'll be doing that. I'll be driving my car and I'll be seeing kids, small children, walking down the street by themselves. And I'm like, damn, where your mom? And I always say where your mom, but where your dad at? Where everybody at? Damn. My TT was crazy about that. These corporations want to monopolize the game and cry we ain't know when shit hits the fans. They need to vet these companies like their own hires. Period. The fuck? Delivery drivers get away with a lot of shit because we travel and are difficult to track. Mines were taught at a young age to yell fire. Somebody is taking me. A turn around flight as hard as they can. They are going to hurt you anyway, but don't make it easy, okay? You better scream at the top of your lungs. So now we find ourselves, so that's FedEx. We're going to move on to our next story. And so now we find ourselves, and y'all know I love covering these stories. We have these 10 kids, okay, treated for medical marijuana after ingesting apparently medical marijuana edibles. Now, here's the funny thing. 10 students miraculously must have had some edibles. 7 of them went to the hospital. They had mild to moderate symptoms. Now, they were between the ages of 12 and 15. But the teachers and everyone noticed that they were lethargic and they had these zombie-like dazed look on their faces walking around the school. And so they finally, called the principal. The principal came in, surveyed, and said, I think we need to call 911. 911 came. Then once the parents find out, here's the funny thing. The parents all wanted to come to the school. They locked the school down because they didn't want the parents to come in. And so the parents were outside the doors while these kids who were seemingly high were on the inside of the building. Now, no one knows how these got there. No one knows anything, but they made it clear to say it wasn't fentanyl. Y'all check this shit out. Where are they getting these edibles? And I want to know what the hell I might want to get one of these. All of this side dazed and lethargic. Bitch, that's just what
There
I'm
was a medical emergency at Van Nuys Middle sent parents to the scene after several students were rushed to the 10 students treated for possible cannabis overdoses.
But it's unclear who brought the edibles to the school and how the kids got a hold of them. Rick Chambers is live in Van Nuys with the latest on what happened and how the kids are doing tonight. Rick?
Yeah, Cher, the good news is tonight all of those kids have been released from the hospital. They are likely at home, hopefully asleep at this point. But still, as you mentioned, a lot of unanswered questions as to how and why they got ill in the first place. Calls went out about 10:30 this morning of a possible multi-patient overdose here at Van Nuys Middle School, triggering a massive response by LA City Fire.
We had 10 patients that were evaluated, 7 of which required transport to a local hospital. And it's important to note that they were in mild to moderate distress.
The kids, who range in age from 12 to 15, both boys and girls, were lethargic, according to the firefighters, and had a glazed over look, but no serious symptoms.
Excuse me? You cannot.
In light of the skyrocketing fentanyl overdoses, though, terrified parents rushed to the school to make sure that their child was okay, only to be told very little about what had been ingested.
It was possibly an edible cannabis. It was not fentanyl. It wasn't anything that at this point is life-threatening, but we do not conclusively have that answer.
Kids are curious nowadays. You can only imply yourself so much.
Moses Zuniga and his wife have a son in the 6th grade at this school, and they realize that peer pressure and bad choices can sometimes result in a life-changing moment.
It's a very scary thought. You know, I mean, you think of schools as a safe place, but with everything going on nowadays, it just makes homeschooling a much better idea.
It's still unclear tonight, though, in what form the suspected edible might have come in or who brought it onto the school campus. And no doubt.
I cannot. You see them parents running in. They shut the whole school down. They ain't let parents in. They had kids coming out on stretchers. I said, all this over an edible. I said, this is the problem. This is going to be a huge problem. And you know it's somebody parent. You know it's somebody mom or dad pushing that shit. Left some bags out on the counter. Kid took a couple bags, shared it around. You want a Starburst here, girl? Everybody high. Can you imagine 12, 15, you being high in school? I would have been flipping my shit. In middle school, high, not only would I have been flipping my shit, I would have been going off on, I would have been just doing all, I don't care, call her. So y'all got to get better hold on this because you're going to fuck up the bag for the rest of us. You're going to fuck this shit up. Now, we already getting recreational. We already getting clearance on medical. Now, here we go, kids going, this is a lot of cases, y'all, we done covered this year. We can do probably one whole show on all the cases of kids with weed in school. What the fuck? I mean, it goes all the way down to ages 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. We've been talking about this shit. This is crazy. Okay, for the rest of us, it's gonna fuck up everything. I almost got a hold of my booze gummies because I didn't have my glasses on. Thought I found my diet candy stash. Okay, I was about to be on the moon. Baby, I'm telling you, all it does is enhance the mood that you currently in. If you mad, it's gonna mellow you out. If you horny, it's gonna make you even more. I'm gonna probably sit the raw brownies to the bake sale. Okay. I rambled as a kid. I know these kids are getting into big things. Yes, they are. Parents need lock boxes for that stuff and firearms because kids ramble. Yeah, they will. Okay, who's mom? Big special brownies. They getting them like how those in our generation will buy weed. New generation, new popular drug. The edibles. Okay, That teacher probably gave it. Okay, the teacher probably did. Okay, listen, it gonna fuck the whole thing up for us. I'm telling you, yeah, well, I'm paying attention to it. All right, now before we get to our last two stories, I want to let you know that I definitely said the holiday monthly, weekly sweepstakes. I said the word about 7 times, okay? And I'm gonna continue saying it, but I'm gonna continue saying the word. I may have said it in the right spot, wrong spot, but I put the word out there. I hope the crew is paying attention so that by Friday you get the cash app and you could be a multiple winner. You don't. It's not just one winner. You can, if you win this week, you can win next week. Hey, you can fuck around and have the whole kit and caboodle. But it's all about paying attention, and it's a message in it too. It's you're gonna love it when I'm done. Now let's get into our next two topics. Now this shit gets crazier and crazier by the minute. So I posted this on my community wall about this Arizona polygamous cult leader, Samuel Bateman, who had 20 wives, most under the age of 15. Let's talk about this shit, because this shit is right here. This shit is crazy. So this man, Samuel Bateman, he was arrested back in September, right? Back in September, the feds had got him on arrest. Not on child sexual abuse or any of those charges, but they got him on sex trafficking minors. Well, he had about 20 wives. 15 of those wives were under the age of 15. And the rest were his adult wives, okay? And so on this day back in September, the FBI raided his compounds and arrested him. Now at that same time, the FBI took all 15 of the underage girls into custody and separated the two into two group homes. Well, do y'all know what happened during this period of time? So let me tell you the charges. So the man had married all of these women, not to mention one of his own daughters. He decided that God had gave him her for him. And so he married her, had sex with this girl. And with the other girls, he would have orgies. He would just be having sex with them. They would all have to stand around naked and watch him. He would live between Arizona, Nevada, Colorado, all these different states, and he would travel these girls back and forth with him. And then one time he gave 3 of his wives, younger wives, up to 3 of his follower men. He said it was his God right. By virtue of his God, something they don't have in him, he gonna give them to these 3 men who's gonna put the membranes back into them. I said, well, okay. So now, check this shit out. So they took the girls back in September, took the girls, put them in 2 homes. Do you know that the adult wives who weren't arrested reached out to Samuel Bateman, who's in federal custody in prison, right? Here's where the fucking fuck up went wrong in the first fucking place. They allowed this man to video call his adult wives to plan the escape of the underage wives. And that's what they did. And this is why we're talking about this story, because the girls were just recaptured again. And so the girls have all came back into custody. So then they put them in a group home. The one adult wife go and break them all out, drive them in her car to an Airbnb. And that's how they got caught. The credit card belonging to them was registered to their fucking their religious church or whatever. And so they looked up all the credit cards, found them at an Airbnb. But here's the kicker. On their drive, you know what they were doing? They were in the car FaceTiming this man in prison, saying, hey, we're here, we're out, we're here. We're going to change our last name to yours. We love you so much. We're here. You know what he asked them? He didn't give a fuck about them. You know what he said? Did you get all of my wives? They said, no, it was one 11-year-old girl who decided to stay. It was one 11-year-old who decided to stay. He said, I need her. I need you all to get her. We all have to be together. If she's not with her, it makes me vulnerable. I lose my protection. Get her. And they're like, okay, we tried, but she doesn't want to come. We tried. So they got one 11-year-old girl who stayed and said, no, she can't take it no more. And that was the one who said she had to be naked while her dad was having sexual relations with his other children. So the FBI finally busts into the Airbnb, capture these girls again, hold them in custody, arrest the adult wives for kidnapping and accessory. And so the girls, nothing's wrong with us. He doesn't do anything to us. We love him. We love him. So now the FBI have them placed under protective custody. No one knows where they are to this day. They're just, we don't know. And I said, what gets me the most is the police won't charge this man for sexual abuse of minors or his own daughter because they don't want to go run the risk of playing the church religion by saying that he is being religiously persecuted because they know they'll lose in court. But they rather say that he was traveling these minors back and forth from these states having sexual relations. That weighs heavier, and that's what they're charging him for. Y'all get into this shit. I be trying to mind my business, but this is why I don't be playing a religious talk with people. Because even in law, it's always a big debate. So I guarantee you, everyone is entitled to their own way of thinking when it comes to religion and how they carry themselves. But there comes a fine point when what you do deeply impacts other people. And that for me becomes the biggest sin. Not me sleeping with a man, not me, but shit like this. This is what I wanted people to see. And this is why I added this story. I ain't going to talk about nothing else, but I will give you all an example. Check this shit out. Fucking pervert.
New tonight, the leader of a small polygamist in Arizona facing several charges after law enforcement found him transporting several young girls inside a trailer in Flagstaff.
DPS says the trailer had no windows or air vents and had a makeshift toilet inside. Fox 10's Irene Snyder live tonight with more. Irene.
Well, Christina and John, good evening. That man still behind bars tonight. He pleaded not guilty to federal charges this week. On August 28th, DPS pulled over 46-year-old Samuel Bateman on Highway 89 near Flagstaff. He was driving a GMC Denali, pulling a trailer. According to court documents, troopers saw small fingers peeping out from the trailer doors. Inside, they found 3 girls between the ages of 11 and 14. These photos show the conditions inside that trailer. There was a makeshift toilet seat along with a couch and a camping chair, but there were no air vents. Authorities say the group was heading towards Phoenix, where that day it was 106 degrees. Bateman was a former member of the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but he left in recent years to start his own group with less than 100 people. Director of Operations for Cherished Families in Colorado City, Shirley Draper, says she works with people from plural or polygamous backgrounds. She explains sometimes the people living in these communities don't know a way out.
Lord Acton said, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And we do see that. And when you have a population that is that vulnerable, that is so terrified of the outside world because of the treatment that they regularly receive, when they're so terrified of government and law enforcement, 185 years worth of trauma, and they're already terrified. And then there's this leader that seizes an opportunity to raise up and abuse their own people, then they're able to do that because there is no reporting to law enforcement in that case, where we have learned over 185 years that it is not safe to do so.
Was also arrested in Colorado City on Tuesday by federal authorities investigating whether children were being taken across state lines. Activity. Now, if Bateman is convicted, he could face up to 20 years in prison. Reporting live, I'm Irene Snyder for Fox 10 News.
Irene, thanks.
Baby, so don't give me the conversation about religion when all kind of shit goes on in the world that's fucked up, especially when it deals with kids. So this is a sad story because a lot of these young girls have been brainwashed so much that they want to be with him regardless. And this is just a microcosmic view of what happens a lot of times, especially in polygamy and in non-polygamy, in regular relationships, and all across the world, and in America too. So I'm gonna stay tuned to this story. I thought it was interesting. I thought that the fact that these girls still wanted to be with this man, even after they've been captured twice, was telling. Now, our last story, and this is so fucking sad, is this virtual reality headset. So we have a 10-year-old boy who is charged as an adult after allegedly killing his mother over a virtual reality headset. Now, this is a really, really sad story because what you're going to see is that there was a lot of examples of rage, of examples of this child needing help, needing mental health help at a young age. And a lot of times, me as a older cousin, my uncle, all that stuff, we see young boys and we see them being tough and aggressive, and we often pay it to he's a boy. It's cute, it's funny, it's fun. But a lot of times you do need to narrow that, channel that into when it's necessary and when it's not. And when that behavior shows itself, you need to curb it. Like, you don't get aggressive with me, nigga. My cousin know how I get with my little cousins. They know me. It's a time to play and it's a time to not play. And that's for a reason, because it helps prevent future situations like this. And for all we know is that the mother was a loving mother, not saying anything wrong about her, but was a loving mother who had a son who had rage. Apparently, he's used to getting his way. The little sister, even before we get into the story, she talked about how her brother had expressed signs of rage weeks prior, how he would just, go off, and how he was, she wouldn't say he was violent, but she was fearful of him herself. That's the sister. So that to me is another sign. Sometimes you have to take all of that into account. How are your siblings responding to you? I might need to talk to you. So we have this 10-year-old. So one morning, 6:40, early in the morning, the mother decides to go and wake up her son. And then she comes back downstairs. And now apparently he didn't like that. He was already upset because he wanted his mother to purchase him a game. And she did not do. She did not purchase him the game. So he came downstairs in a bit of rage. Apparently he got the key to her lockbox, got the gun, came downstairs to his mom, who's in the kitchen apparently, and decides to shoot the wall. Well, as he's doing that, she's 3 feet away and she's trying to walk towards him, and the gun shoots her in her face. After this, he goes and gets his mother's credit card and orders the virtual VR headset off of Amazon. Did you get that? Afterwards, he went and ordered the virtual reality headset for his mother. That shit is so hurtful. That shit is so fucking hurtful. I can only imagine. I can only fucking imagine. Y'all get into this.
Tonight, chilling new details. 10-year-old Milwaukee boy open killing his mother at close range. 12 News is not naming the date. Court documents show the boy opened fire because his mom wouldn't buy him something on Amazon, and then he purchased a virtual reality headset from her Amazon account the day after she died. The deadly shooting happened Monday at the boy's home near 87th and Hemlock on the northwest side of the city. Police initially ruled the shooting accidental, but the criminal complaint says the 10-year-old's family called police with serious concerns the next day. The boy's sister telling detectives, quote, "He has had rage issues all of his life. He becomes very angry and acts out," adding that he had been seeing a therapist. And when police questioned the boy a second time, they say he told them the shooting wasn't accidental and that he was mad at his mother because she woke him up early that morning. According to this complaint, police say the boy told them he took his mother's keys and grabbed the gun from a lockbox, then went down to the basement to confront his mother while she was doing laundry. The boy told investigators he only meant to scare his mother by shooting at the wall, instead admitted that he shot her in the face and that he knew guns can kill people. No one answered the door at the family's home Thursday. The complaint says the boy's grandmother said he told her, quote, "I'm sorry for killing my mom," then asked if his Amazon package had arrived.
Well, Hillary, tonight, what's next for this boy?
Well, Patrick, he is charged as an adult. He's due back in court next week, and if convicted, could face 60 years in prison. Meanwhile, his mother's funeral is set for Friday.
Hillary Mintz reporting live tonight.
And Risa, Abso-fucking-lutely. Because if he is released back into the public with this kind of demonstrated behavior towards his own mother, can you only imagine the relationships in his life, the responses he will have to people? That is some fucked up shit. And he tells his grandmother, I'm sorry I killed my mom. Did my package arrive? This child hasn't had his ass handed to him. And I'm not saying everybody needs to hand their child ass to him, but there is that one. It's that one. Everybody needs that one. Everybody needs that one. I've had that one. You need that one. Because if he don't get it, he gonna get street justice. He either gonna kill somebody or be killed. I don't think he needs to come out of jail. And if he does, he needs to go to a mental institution. He needs to know how to deal with his rage. This shit is sad as fuck. 10 years old. Can you imagine a 10-year-old running around your house punching walls and shit? No fucking way. Not at all. Hell no, not at all. I'm sorry, I missed all my comments. Girl, membranes. Okay? I'm the same way, Miss Toby. You're supposed to eat half, or take it slow. I ate a whole edible and was paranoid the whole night. Never again. I'm done with y'all. I'm done. Hey, Miss Dovey. Hey, Miss Dovey. Good morning. Good morning. That's some sick mess, Brother King. Listen to the song Land of Confusion by Phil Collins and Genesis. The lyrics are so today, yesterday, and tomorrow. God bless. Will do. Will do. Good morning, Jennifer Lucas. Good morning. Thank you for coming through. Retro Babe. I have to make breakfast here. Enjoy your day, everyone. A great life. Thank you, Retro Babe, for coming out. Shout out to the crew. I hope y'all hit that like button. Thank y'all for coming through. His eyes are too close together, and I bet he has a flathead combination. Crazy. A lot of these religions are used as a form of control and manipulation. Absolutely. Absolutely. This was so sad. Yeah, let one of my kids try to rage up in my house and see what happens. No, he fucking didn't, girl. He did. No, he has time to do that. And he was 10. Hell no. I'm going to rage right across that ass with a belt, shoe, flip-flop, fly swatter, which one that's closest. Child, was the fact that he apologized for killing his mom, but then asked the police if his package arrived. Lock him up. He need drastic intervention. He needs to be placed in jail on the knife to jail, period. Firing squad and a poison pill. His own mother, premeditated. That's the right word for his ass of the year. Okay, wow. There's a huge disconnect between reality and consequences. I'm sorry for killing my mom. Did my package arrive? He sounds like one of those timeout babies. The first raid should have been handled properly. That's it. You lay into that motherfucking ass so good, they don't even know. The next one, can I go get something to eat? Yeah, what you finna eat? You got to get him to that point. Then ease up off of that. It's better they have to learn, ease up, then you have to, all right, now I told you. The worst thing for me is when I see kids running around the store. That is the worst thing for me to see, when I just see kids running around the store kicking, and I just be like, what? What? Baby, what? When I'm with my cousin, either we going together with everyone, or you taking them two and I'm in the car with two. Or I'm going in the store with two and they already know. My little cousins already know. Give me your hands. Don't touch, don't even, I didn't want to say keep your eyes closed. But for the most part, they're like, they cool. They don't have everything they want. They don't be in the store needing too much. Everything they want is candy. Candy. But I let that run around the store shit will have me go get the store manager. Can you please go get this lady and her kids? I'm really trying to stay in the line. I can't even stay in the line because they keep kicking the back of my cart, and I'm not trying to get into it with this woman. He is that 1%. Okay? Where was the father? Exactly. He's a psychopath. My grown kids be saying that to their friends. I wouldn't do that. My mama crazy, no conscience whatsoever. He is. Need to lock him up and have him in some form of intensive therapy and mental illness program. Something, child, but he need to be locked the fuck up. Okay? Good morning, Miss Gerald and member. Good morning to you. He shows no sign of remorse. If he did it once, he will do it again. That's why he needs. I don't want to be on a bus riding around with his crazy ass unless he got a sign that says, I killed my mother. Bitch, I'm getting off the bus. As soon as he get on, I'm getting the fuck off. That's the only sign I need to know, honey. You did what? You ain't fit for me to be around me. He shows the sign, child. Take age out of it. Demons don't have an age. Okay, he thought he was shooting at the wall to scare her like that. There is a motherfucking problem. Period. Shooting at her as a scare tactic. Hands, elbows, and feet should have been placed on him. Girl, I'm talking about your whole foot on the back of his fucking neck, mushed all into the ground. Are you lost your motherfucking mind? Bitch, I'd have emptied the whole fucking shells onto the floor and knocked your ass out with the gun. Bitch, we'd have been in there. Child, my nephew used to terrorize my sister. He started at 2. He was told no when riding home. He took apart his car seat and hit his mom in the head while riding down the highway. Oh no, teacher Shawan. Oh baby. Oh baby. Keep eyes closed. Listen. Open when I say open your eyes. We outside now. I told y'all about how I am. I'm gonna come to the school and make my child do calisthenics right there. You want to act up? Go run around this school. I want everybody in every fucking window, all around this bitch, to see how good you can run around this bitch. You want to show out and show them you tough and strong and be a badass? Run this bitch. My aunt that's why I love the Golden Girls. My aunt used to make me stand in front of her when I used to act out, while she sit there and watch the Golden Girls. It came on every day at 6 o'clock on Lifetime. And if I was in trouble, I'd be sitting there with a book, just sitting there with a book, watching her. I'm like, oh my God. But the show was so funny. I fell in love with it. After a while, she had to put me in a corner because I'd be watching the show. Go stand in the corner. You in that corner, and she put my brother in another corner. Bitch, I hated the corner. Then she had a whole leather strap, a real leather strap. Light our asses up. Because we came from Florida, and we came acting wild as hell. And my auntie didn't know what to do. It was so new to her. First of all, we didn't talk. We had slang. We finna was our word. I'm finna. And she used to hate us saying finna. Say it again. I'm finna. And we spell, what's the right way of saying it? You're fixing to, you're about to, but you ain't finna do nothing. She hated that. She put that strap out, go up there and get it. It hang up nice no nail in her house, hung up. We had to go up there and get it. She'd just sit it there. Now I ain't telling y'all again, baby. And then when got to the point where me and my brother fought each other, like physically used to fight each other out that house, beat our asses out. That's when my uncle got involved. Whooped our, but he would never spank us. He was always the good one. We would go to him over her. Shit, can you tell her? And he would call her. Leave them boys alone. They fine, they boys. Leave them boys alone. And she'd be like, yeah, not in my house. I don't care what you tell them. Baby, she didn't know she was steering us well. Well, she steered me well. And she steered my brother well. My brother just decided what he wanted to do. And for the most part, my brother is not a criminal or anything like that. Thank God. But she got into that ass. She surely did. Okay. That's one of those kids that I will fight straight up. Beat his you know what? Y'all ain't finna have me up here. We would catch a tremendous fade. Therapy wasn't working. Baby. I remember one time my TT, I walked in the house, passed her, and she said, I need you to clean the kitchen. I said, and went right up to my room. I was gonna clean it, but when I wanted to. And she called me, I need you to clean the kitchen. I didn't know she was gonna cook something. She needed me to clean the kitchen. I lay in the bed and I was watching, it was Moesha at the time. Baby, she stormed up them stairs. Her hands was like this on me. She wanted to punch me so bad. She went to do this, and all she did was thump me like that. And I hopped up like, oh my God. I slowly dragged my ass to the bathroom. I washed my hands. I went down in the kitchen. I was cleaning it up. And I could tell she didn't want to do it. She was down there. I'm getting sick of this. Every time I tell you what to do, you think you're grown. This is my house. And that's when I learned, okay, all right, maybe I need to just do the damn dishes. And so to this day, when I go home on the break, she ain't got to ask. I just do the dishes out of learning my lesson. Because she was finna black my whole forehead and my eye. And that was at the time where I thought I was like Pretty Ricky grind with me with the whole swoop thing. Baby, I learned my lesson. I was that mother that when my daughters caught themselves falling out and acting out, I fell out right with them. Not you had an attitude too. I'm done with you. I'm done. Not you had an attitude. Okay. Can you please have one of your mods drop my channel in your chat? Of course. What's your is the name of your channel Rochelle? Of course. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Moderators, if y'all could pull it up, I'm gonna go and get it now. Rochelle. Oh, no, it's so many came up. If y'all could find it, y'all feel free to drop it, please. Yes to the Golden Girls, baby. What? Yes, Sanford, Florida, Bokeh. Okay. If you want to get real with it, Midway. Okay. Midway was where they didn't play. That's where I grew up when I was in Florida. Midway, Winter Haven, Lake Mary, all of that shit. Baby, I was down there. We was just wild country boys. I was wild as fuck when I came back up. I was wild. What y'all doing? All of that shit. My mom broke that shit immediately. She must have looked at us with disgust, like, not up in here. I've seen every Golden Girl. What you talking about? Every? I'm to the point where I recite. I pick a character on the show that I'm gonna recite, and I follow their whole line. Rose and be the one. St. Olaf stories. I know every St. Olaf story. Don't get me started. In 227, baby. Okay. Grand Rising, man. Finna is not a word. She laid into me. She didn't like that. Good morning, Fates. Good morning, Boo. Good morning. When I catch myself saying that, I usually correct myself. I didn't know it was a big deal. I'm finna go to the store. You ain't finna go nowhere. I'm about to go to the store. You be like, damn, get a grip. Good morning, Cheryl Brown. Good morning. Hey, boo. I'm loving this picture. Okay. My daddy talked a lot, never spanked. You be like, Daddy just whooped me. I used to do that with my TT. I told you I used to fake a nosebleed when I knew my auntie was about to like spank me from school. She used to be like, you about to have a nosebleed? I'll be like, yep. She's like, all right, going on upstairs. By the time the night come, she ain't forgot, but she's still like, don't think I ain't forgot. But she forgot. I used to be one to please nosebleed. Please, I used to overheat myself. I used to be trying to get hot, like get a nosebleed nose, because she did not want to, because I would be bleeding for hours, baby. Auntie, we were brought up the same way. You better be able to command English before we think we can't start slaying. Okay. She used to be on me. You too, Risa. I appreciate you for being here. I do. Forget plan B. They need plan don't. Okay, that's right. Discipline was needed. Discipline is what we need. And the discipline is like an affirmation to a child. Okay, it's an affirmation to a child. I truly believe discipline. It is, because it's that reminder in your own mind that you can say to yourself, I know damn well I couldn't do that when I was a child. And it's sometimes that's what you need. And even as an adult, I use those. I look at it myself like, damn well. You got the link? Yes. Please subscribe. Yes, here's the link. Thank y'all. I'm high. Am I still talking about the same thing you're talking about? Listen, I was so far back in the chat. Orlando Maynard, Evans High School in the building. I went to Winter Springs High School. I went to Millennial Elementary School, the home of the Road Runners. And my brother went to Lake Mary, and I went to Winter Springs. And Winter Springs was first time I ever experienced an outdoor high school campus. Like, buildings were literally outdoor. You had to walk from one building to the next building outside. It was weird. I would go get my lunch and eat in the library by myself, put my lunch in my book bag, sneak into the library, go all the way to the top and eat by myself, because I just did not fit in. My brother would be cool with everybody. I just did not fit in. It was a miserable time. So the minute I got a chance to go back to New York, I called my aunt and I was like, can I come back? I was depressed. I remember to this day sitting in there eating my fries out of my book bag. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? Because I knew I was gay then, and it was bothering me too then, because I couldn't get along with none of my male cousins. And in Florida, everything was about hanging with the males, and I hung out with all the females. And so all I heard from my male cousins were, you faggot, you pussy, you gay. And then they would fight me, literally be wanting to box and beat me up. My cousin Chauncey used to always smother me with a pillow. I used to be scared of him every time he would put a pillow and put over my head. I used to be scared of him and I stayed with them. But my brothers and them loved him. But me, baby, it was just like, so every time I go down there, I feel that because it's really no gay cousins or nothing down there. And then the one gay cousin I do got, the man strung out on his last leg of life, dealing with coke and drugs. No shade, mom. No shade, grandma. Just calling it what it is. The man is definitely going out his life backwards. That's not my kind of gay. We could never hang together. Don't even force it. Don't even ask me to go see him. You know, when I come down there, you be like, you want to go see your cousin? No, not my kind of gay. But I don't have those kind of gays down there, and they don't see me like that. So that's why I always was like, But I love Florida. I love it for like a week, and then I'd be like, it's time to go. 227. We had a whole Keke this morning. My mama had a dislike for Finna and Fixin' too. Meanwhile, I'm country, and that was okay. I was wrong with the word. Roman News, can you do me a favor? Can you? Yes, baby. We about to do that right to hell now. Hell fucking yeah. Shout out to Miss Toby. Let me see. Did he put it on his community wall? Link to the new stage, baby. I got it. I got it. All right. I hope this link to DKL's new channel is right here, y'all. DKL Everlasting. She made me go straight to a thesaurus every time she had an issue with the things I was saying. Find the proper word and use it, okay? Use it. Okay, how is the relationship now with your cousin? I think my cousin, is looking back at things and saying and seeing. I think my cousin, we're in a reflective point, both on both sides. I'm in a reflective point, like I still feel the same way I felt. And I think my cousin's in a reflective point, like, damn, does my cousin really feel like that? So I think we're there. But I love my cousin. Ain't shit changed. I love her pieces, but it was just a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow, but okay. How is your relationship with him now? What was we talking about? Oh, my brother. Are we talking about my brother? Me and my brother, we cool. I think my brother thinks he can whoop my ass. I think that was something, and it's like, no, I know you tough and you in the streets and shit, but no, no, but we cool. I mean, he all right. We all right. We still got some therapy to go through. I know that for certain, and I know that now. I have to take the first step, not only because he's not gonna take it, but because I'm in a better position to do so, right? Like, sometimes you have to look at where your footing is, where you're standing on your ground. And I think I'm in a better place to offer that to my brother, that olive branch, for us to have the conversation versus wait on him to do so or anything like that. So, and I can do that. For him. It took me years to stop using Finna. Y'all have a great day. I'm about to make my coffee with my blunt, get back in the bed. Okay, Ox City. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank you. Of course, no, thank you. Your mods are wonderful. Yes, they are. Shout out to the mods. What happened to his previous channel? I think it's not monetized. What's Chauncey's number? He needs a real tight hug. Chauncey, baby. My cousin Chauncey. And I think he fucked around, ended up marrying a white girl, but that's neither here nor there. My auntie had like all boys, and they were all like, ugh, all football players. All the girls loved them. All of that shit, and I had to live with them under that. Can you only imagine? Yes, new channel. We talk about Chauncey. Thank you. All right, y'all. So that's the headset story. It's a sad story. I'm gonna stay tuned to see what happens with this child. Though he need his ass beat, he needed a good ass beating, but because of that, he'll be charged as an adult. I don't think he'll get life. I think he'll get a lot of time in jail, but we do know he needs some therapy. So shout out to the crew. Okay, we made it. We did 12 topics in under 2 hours. Very engaging. Thank y'all for being here. Please hit that like button. Let me make sure my likes on the up and up. Yes, baby. Where we at with the likes? 65 likes. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure being here with you. Please remember today I use one of the words for the holiday weekly sweepstakes that you'll get on Friday. So come back with that. We have another great show coming up on Wednesday. Okay. I'm gonna get into. I said I wasn't gonna do this, but I love when y'all like know some of the stories that we're gonna talk about. So next show, Tiffany D. Cross, we're going to cover that story. We're going to talk about the daycare lady who shot her husband because he was sleeping with some of the kids she was watching. I wanted to do that today, but I just couldn't. I just wanted to put some of this shit on. And then we're going to do an update on the TV show ratings because Sherry and Jay Hud almost neck and neck. And I'm shocked. They're putting more dollars and weight behind Jay Hud than they're doing Sherry, you all, which is a sign. Sherry just signed a exclusive deal with Roku now, where she's going to be their premiere, the next show, place where her show can be seen the next day, right? And they're not dialing back on Sherry, but she lost a couple of markets. And I'm like, I was rooting for her, so we're going to get into that tomorrow. So thank y'all for being here. It's always a pleasure. Shout out to the crew. Please join the membership if you'd like to. And I will see y'all on Wednesday. Have a blessed day and deuces.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman news gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman news.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman news. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman news, coming just for you. King Roman news, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m.